What is something you find morally wrong that most people are okay with? Normalizing working long hours or giving your life and soul to a job as a way of showing dedication. I've cancelled trips, months of pre-planned time off, family time to a company that laid me off because of budget cuts. Basing everything of value on how much money it can generate. Respecting people based on status of how wealthy they are, instead of just treating everyone the same, as equals. Psychic mediums, at best a scam and at worst, lying to vulnerable, often bereaved people. I haven't seen this one yet, but I consider the modern American education system to be abhorrent in a lot of ways. 1. Everything is tied to property taxes, which guarantees a regressive system in which the rich get better everything. If you live in a poor area, the taxes support a third world education with no access to modern books, teachers who can't get hired by better, richer districts, no computers or internet, and a building that falls apart. 2. The system isn't teaching people the tools they need to function. They aren't taught to research, logic, statistics or probability. Most will graduate high school barely able to read at a 6th grade level. Math is just as bad if not worse. 3. Since going to university requires loads of student loans, most people will spend 20 years paying back for the privilege. This also locks in older adults from retraining as they simply can't afford a mortgage worth of student loan payments on top of trying to raise a family. The paparazzi. Giving away pets when your children get bored of them. I see so many posts like this on FB or Kijiji, and I can't stand it. Children cannot be responsible for pets. You as the parent are ultimately responsible for the pet, and if the children get bored, guess what? It's still your responsibility. It's a living creature, not a teddy bear. Having children when you aren't financially/mentally capable of giving them the life they deserve. Putting birds in cages and clipping their wings. Why would you take a being born with the ability to fly and deny them the opportunity to do so? It's just so very wrong. Posting your children's photos to social media, especially if it's part of your influencer brand. It's a big yikes for me. Blows my mind too. I've been on dating apps before where their entire profile is just pictures of their kids. It's so ducking creepy. Declawing cats, bobbing dogs' tails, and cropping their ears. Homelessness. Criminalizing addiction. Buying goods produced by child labor. I mean, we're all doing it. I won't say most people are okay with it, but cheating/adultery, every show has it and uses it to no end. Screaming/yelling/giving a cashier or waitstaff a hard time to get a discount or your way. Calling young boys future ladies men and the likes. Can we maybe not sexualize kids please? The vast amount of modern slavery and the shallow attempts to abolish it. Politicians stating anything to do with religion or religious beliefs while making laws, or any correlation between religion and morality. When I was a kid I thought it was normal to beat your children. But I guess it's not. Consumerism in general. Buying stuff and then throwing it in the garbage where it's transported to a landfill and just sits in a hole in the ground for hundreds, actually more like thousands, of years. I do it too because the whole zero waste life is hard. But every time I throw something out I think about how it will never really go away. I'm really fun at parties. Taking people's photos without permission. I'm not talking about if you're taking a picture of something else and someone else happens to be in the shot. I'm talking about taking a photo of them specifically without asking. Yes, you're in public, but it's still something that I'm very not cool with. Celebrities advertising certain products that they personally don't use. Skincare products, fat burners, creams that diminish scars or cellulite etc. Circumcision. You're cutting something away that doesn't need to be cut away. It's basically mutilation. Having kids because that's what people do. Not everyone wants kids or likes them. Sometimes you like them, but still don't want to be a parent. I love children. Love my niece and nephew, but don't want to be a mother. Imo. If you're struggling to support yourself, you shouldn't bring a child in the world. Not to mention that rape happens, and failed protection can happen. But if they want to either abort the kid, I don't like the idea of abortion myself. But it's none of my business what others do. I'd rather the parent abort the fetus before it's born than kill the child later on. Or leave it somewhere on the street. That'd be 100% worse than abortion. Multi-level marketing. Involvement makes you either a victim, a predator, or both. And knowing that you are a predator who is using others to dishonestly enrich yourself while cheating them is wrong. Lying to children about Santa to keep them in line and behaved. Accept apologies and shitty behavior because they are part of the family or to keep playing happy family. Gaslighting that your own feelings don't value in comparison to redone being comfortable if nothing changes. Also buying any Nestle product. Having to work 40 hours a week just to be able to get access to basic things a human being needs to live. Like food, water, shelter. There is a whole ass demographic that works 40 hours a week and still can't afford all that. Boxing. You are paying people to fight each other for entertainment. Health insurance companies in the US. Fat acceptance. I'll probably get hate for this, but I personally don't think anyone should be encouraging or enabling anyone who is morbidly obese. The same goes for people who are unhealthily skinny, as in, you can see their bones. I have absolutely no issue with someone loving their body and being confident, but do it for all the right reasons. I understand a person can be fat and healthy, but risks are still possible. The current lack of privacy due to the widespread sale of our data to data brokers without our permission. Virgin shaming, slut shaming, or any other kind of sexual shaming. Nobody should be put down for choosing what's right for them. I think it's really ducked up to make fun of someone for being different from you. It's not much different from racism. Adding kids to your family when you can't afford the ones you already have. People proposing in public, it's just emotional manipulation. News organizations, they all twist the truth. People recording other people in public without their permission or knowledge. Exclamation mark. The day before weddings. The bachelor and bachelorette parties consist of strip clubs and sexual activities to celebrate last days of freedom, but you should be looking forward to spending a life with a partner instead of mourning your freedom. The fact that anyone can procreate without some sort of license or schooling on raising children. Taking young children to church. My mom adamantly disagrees with me, but I hate the idea of young, impressionable kids being taught to believe something. I'd rather them make the choice on their own later in life, when they can actually grasp the concept of religion. Parents that let their kids have fake kids. You know your son/daughter will use it to get drunk. You know there is also a huge risk of them sleeping with someone who is way older than them. You are putting your kid and other people in danger just so you can be cool parent? Exclamation mark. Single use anything. Corporate lobbyists in politics. It seems 100% counter to anything people would consider proper government. Cosmetology and plastic surgery propaganda. Asking people if they want to talk about their personal problems. Unless you are very familiar with the situation, your input is very likely going to be useless and possibly annoying. Hunting for sport. I understand it can help with population control, but it's just disgusting to me. Especially if you are pro-life. It's okay to take a life for fun, but a person can't choose whether to potentially ruin their life and another's. Traveling during a pandemic. Parent and child YouTube channels. It feels exploitative of the parents to use their kinds for views/monetary gain. I feel gross whenever I see it. Drug companies being run for profit. People dying because the drug company that makes insulin decided they needed to make 10,000% profit on that vial makes me want to burn shit down. Not recycling. I have to make a point to not look at my neighbor's bins on garbage day because I want to think they are good people. There are types of charities given to poor countries where the presence of free items stops businesses from growing to service those needs. So I think the developed world has to more wisely give away excess food so as not to hamper poorer countries from growing wealthier. Taking more than you give. Gathering in groups for the holidays during a global pandemic that is collapsing our healthcare system. making profit from healthcare, to idolize people just because they are wealthy. The state of the animal agriculture industry. Its practice isn't how it's just for a few minutes of taste. We don't need it. We have plant-based sources for everything that we can digest. But we accept this cruelty for a bit of taste, and we have the gall to put a smiling cow picture on it. Please click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.